कॉल केली.
मायकल लोबो.
मायकल.
Speaker sir, fear and anxiety in the minds of the traditional dwellers, that is fishermen staying in the coastal belt of Goa, right from Arambol Keri till Konkani, even tumcha Bagan, Speaker sir, local inhabitants of the coastal belt, since they have received various inspection notices, show cause notices, demolition orders from Goa Coastal Zone Management Authority, from village panchayats for their residential houses, restaurants, guest houses, shops, their livelihood of the traditional dwellers, that is fishermen, local inhabitants, are at stakes. The steps government intends to take to help people staying within 500 meters of the high tide line within the state of Goa.
Speaker sir, with your permission, may I be allowed to place this answer of mine on the table of the House? Because I think the answer has been circulated to everybody.
Central government resolution to the House. I mean, they did not cover any of those papers and all.
So, you all please speak.
I said you cannot pass it later.
Speaker sir, I am standing before this august House to speak for the traditional dwellers, to speak for those people who are staying on the coast for many, many years. Speaker sir, जे आमचे ट्रेडिशनल ड्वेलर्स आहात ते फिशरमॅन आसूं, टॉडी टॅपर आसूं, वेगवेगळे हितूंतले ट्रेडिशनल ड्वेलर्स आसूं, इवन म्हाका दिसता कितलेशेच तुमचे बागान हे लोक रावता. स्पीकर सर, ह्या लोकांनी धाकटुली घरां आपली बांदलेली, तेजे सायडीक खोप आसली आनी कितलेच भाशेचे ते धंदे करताले. तितून धाकटुले केरोसिनाचे शॉप आसले, तितून भितर धाकटुले दुकान आसले जे ग्रॉसरी शॉप विकताले, कोण चाव विकताले, कोण रेस्टॉरंट चलयताले. आनी तेजे उपरांत 1970 स्पीकर सर, 1970चे उलयता हांव. 1970सांसून आमचे गोंयान हिप्पी म्हणून येयले, हिप्पी, इस्रायल, बाकीचे सगळे युरोपियन आनी दुसरे कंट्रीचे लोक. आनी हे लोक तेंचे शॉपांनी बसून ते चाव पिवप, जेवण जेवप, आमचे गोंयचे जेवण जेवप, थोडे जाण तितून दुसरे वेगवेगळे जेवण तांकां दिवन घालप, तितून ती रेस्टॉरंटां स्टाफ जाली, तितून तावेर्न जाले. आदीसून पुर्तुगेज काळानसून तावेर्न आसले, बार. आनी हे बार्राची स्लोली वाडोन 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 थिंगा ते खोपीन थोड्यांनी नोये घातले आनी ते रेस्टॉरंटां केली. आनी हितून आमचे जेन्ना जे फॉरेनर जेन्ना हे स्टेटीन येयले आमच्या, जे हिप्पी म्हणटा पळय ते आमी, ते तेंचे रुमांनी रावपाक लागले. म्हणजे घराचे सायडीक जे तेंच्यांनी रूम काडले तितून ते रावपाक लागले. स्पीकर सर, हे रूम कोल्ले, हे रूम पक्का रूम विथ वयर सगळे टायल घालप आनी बाकीचे सगळे म्हणजे नोयांचे रूम आसले त्या टायमार. आनी स्लोली जेन्ना ट्युरिजम वाडले गोंयान स्पीकर सर, तेन्ना ह्या आमच्या लोकल लोकांनी तांकां स्लॅब घातलो, पंचायतीचे परमिशन घेतले, वर्बल घेतले, थोड्यांनी रिटर्न घेतले आनी ते स्लॅब घालून ते आपले बिझनस तेंच्यांनी वाडयले. म्हणजे कोस्टल इनहॅबिटंट जो फिशरमॅन आसलो, जो टॉडी टॅपर आसलो, जो आनी कसले बिझनस करतालो, तेणे ट्युरिजम एक्टिविटीन हात घातलो. कित्याक त्या टायमारसून ते ट्युरिस्ट येवपाक लागले. हांव उलयतां 1991ची गजाल. आनी 1986 जेन्ना CRZचे गायडलायन्स फॉर्म जाले 1986, कोस्टल रेग्युलेशन झोन गायडलायन्स वर फॉर्म्ड इन द इयर 1986. कोणाक खबर ना गोंयान. 1991 रेग्युलेशन येयले, CRZ हे आमचे कोस्टल रेग्युलेशन झोन नोटिफिकेशन येयले आनी 1991 थिंगा ते रुल्स येयले, कितें 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 करूंक जाता, कोणें करूंक जाता आनी हो कोस्ट कसो सांबाळपाचो आनी जनरेशन नेक्स्टाक दवरपाचो, इको फ्रजायल कोस्ट आनी सगळे बाकीचे खूब ते नोटिफिकेशन 91चेर सगळे बरयल्या. स्पीकर सर, हांव कितें म्हणूंक सोदतां की हे जे ट्रेडिशनल ड्वेलर्स आमचे आहा, जे फिशरमॅन आहा, जे सगळ्यांक हिंगा लागता, हिंगा सगळे जाण जे आमदार आहा तांकां सगळ्यांक लागता, तांकां आयज आतां 1991 नोटिफिकेशन जालें, 2011 जालें, आतां 2019 येवपाचें आहा. हितून सगळ्या कडेन बरयल्लें आहा स्पीकर सर ते नोटिफिकेशनान ट्रेडिशनल ड्युएलर्स जे आहा तांकां राखपाक जाय, तेंचे बिझनसीसूय राखपाक जाय, तेंचे एक्टिविटीज जे कितें वेगवेगळे एक्टिविटीज करता ते राखपाक जाय. आमी वी आर नॉट हियर टू कम अँड सपोर्ट एनीबडी आउटसायडर. आमी इनसायडर आउटसायडर करूंकूय येवंक ना हिंगा. आउटसायडर म्हणजे कितें कोण आनीक आतां कोणें कितें बांदलां आनी ते तुजे कडेन हेल्प मागता आमी तांकां हेल्प करूंक येवंक आमी हिंगा येयल्या ट्रेडिशनल आमचे गोंयकार कोण आहा मूळ गोंयकार जे कोण आहा तेंच्यांनी घरां आपली त्या टायमार वाडयल्लीं पूण तेंच्यांनी परमिशन्स घेवंक नासली फ्रॉम आतां कोण परमिशन मागता GCZMA परमिशन मागता आमचे कडले परमिशन आहा कोण आनीक मागता TCBचे परमिशन आहा कोण मागता तुजे कडेन PWDचे परमिशन आहा कोण मागता तुजे कडेन हें लायसन आहा ती लायसनां तेंच्यांनी घेवंकूच ना. तेंच्यांनी परमिशन घेतलें पंचायतीचें कित्याक तेंचे कडेन कोणा कडेन हावस नंबर आहा हावस टॅक्स रिसीट आहा कोणा कडेन रिपेर परमिशन आहा पंचायतीचें कोणा कडेन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कनेक्शन आहा बिफोर 1991 कोणाचें वॉटर कनेक्शन आहा कोणाचें बार लायसन आहा कोणा कडेन ट्युरिजमाचें गेस्ट हावस लायसन्स आहा NOC फॉर गेस्ट हावस आहा कोणा कडेन एक्सायजाचें परमिशन आहा. तेचे भायर खूब जाणां कडेन आमच्या लोकला कडेन दुसरी परमिशनां ना. स्पीकर सर हांवें कॉलिंग अटेन्शन कित्याक हाडलां only for one reason that all these people all the government agencies suddenly have issued notices because somebody has gone in the high court. स्पीकर सर जेन्ना कोण एकटो मनीस हायकोर्टान वयता आनी सांगता की हे सगळे वस्तू इलिगल हे सगळे वस्तू जे बांदल्या हे सगळे जी घरां एक्सटेन्शन जाल्ली आहा गेस्ट हावस बांदलेले आहा रेस्टॉरंट्स बांदलेले आहा हे सगळे इलिगल. कोणे तरी एक धाकटुलें शॉप बांदलें आनी तितून आतां सुपर मार्केट म्हणटा आमी ताका. आदी तें दुकान आसलें आदी ते भुशारी माण आसलो तेजे आयज सुपर मार्केट जाला. हे सगळे वस्तू इलिगल. जर आमचे लोकलांचे जेन्ना आमी म्हणटा डिपार्टमेंट म्हणटा इलिगल तेन्ना सगळे जाण हें जाता म्हणजे दे गेट एक्सायटेड दे डोंट नो वेर टू गो वेर टू रन हूम टू गो टू. कित्याक GCZMA जेन्ना इश्यू करता डिमॉलिशन ऑर्डर शो कॉज करता आनी डिमॉलिशन करता दे हॅव टू रन टू NGT म्हणजे कितें NGT म्हणजे तुजे कडेन मिनिमम 5 लाख आसपाक जाय पयलीं आदवोगादाक दिवपाक आनी स्टे हाडपाक. ते आमच्या लोकला कडेन ना. ते खातीर हांवें ह्या सभागृहान आयज हें कॉलिंग अटेन्शन हाडलां. आनी स्पीकर सर जो आमकां रिप्लाय दिला स्पीकर सर तो सगळे रुल्स एंड रेग्युलेशन्स हे रुल्स एंड रेग्युलेशनान आमचे गोंयकार फीट जायना. स्पीकर सर त्या खातीर आमचो रिक्वेस्ट हा ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टराक की यू हॅव टू कन्सिडर जेन्ना सुप्रीम कोर्ट कन्सिडर करता की उमके मनशाचे घर आहा आनी तेणें एक्सटेंड केला देर इज अ प्रोविजन that these people can regularize their extended portion of the house. Ground plus one also is allowed. So why are we issuing continuously show cause notices and demolition orders to all these people just because High Court is sitting on your head? I know High Court is supreme, but finally your body is more supreme. GCZMA body is more supreme. The powers are vested to you by National Coastal Zone Management Authority in तुमकां तो CRZ नोटिफिकेशन एमेंड करून सगळे दिल्ले आहा 2011 हा 2019 आता तूं हाडपाचो आहा. हांव इतलेंच मागता ह्या सभागृहा कडेन सगळे मेंबर आहा हिंगा ऑफ दीस ऑगस्ट हाऊस पीपल नॉट ओनली आय एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट 5 and 10 people. I am talking about entire G. Tarolkar's constituency, more than 300-400 families. I am talking about Sholim constituency, more than 500-600 families. Kalangut constituency, Bab Kedar's constituency of that Coco Beach, everybody will be affected. If we all keep quiet today, South Goa, je Venziche aso, ani konache aso, even amcho Dr. Kalusache aso, तुझी असो सगळ्यांची all these people are going to get affected. Our local people have to be protected and all these provisions are there. We want to know which are the licenses you will accept, which are issued by the village panchayat and others, so that our people's houses can be regularized if they have extended more than what is there on the plinth. जे त्यांचे 1971 जो plinth आहे कित्याक you all are asking on the survey plan. Survey plan is of 1971. Speaker sir, 1971 जेन्ना सर्वे जाला 71, 72, 73, 74 तो सर्वे प्लॅनाचेर थोड्यांची घरां येवंक ना because some people have built in 1980s, 85, 88, 90 हेंचें कितें. सो हांव म्हाजो रिक्वेस्ट आसा सभागृहाक की सगळ्यांनी मेळोन एक रेजोल्युशन घेवचें आनी हें सेंटराक धाडचें आनी जे कितें एक्टिविटी CRZ नोटिफिकेशनाचेर बरोवंक ना ती आमकां तेंच्यांनी दिवची. एक्टिविटी म्हणजे कितें, पार्ट कमर्शियल म्हणजे ट्रेडिशनल इनहॅबिटंट ऑफ द कोस्ट जेन्ना आपल्या घरान रावता आनी घराच्या सायडीक धाकटुले ताणें गेस्ट हावस बांदला, तेका तो धंदो करूंक ताणें दिवचो अशें ते नोटिफिकेशनान येवपाक जाय. हे आमी करून हाडपाक जाय. डबल इंजीन जेन्ना आमी म्हणटा सरकार हिंगाय आहा तिगाय आहा, तिगाय म्हणून आमचेच लोक आहा, आनी जी ऑथॉरिटी बसल्या ती लोकलांक त्रास करूंक बसोंक ना थिंगा. National Coastal Zone Management Authority is also sympathetic to the local Goans or local people staying in the coast. So they are also going to allow the businesses of the local people to continue. It need not be only fishing. Fishermanacho burgo fishingut करचो म्हणून हुंयसरूच बरोवंक ना. म्हाका दिसता we need to be more sympathetic. We need to be more positive towards the traditional inhabitants of the coast, and we need to give them justice. And to give them justice is to regularize their houses within the coastal regulation zone, within 200 meters and within 200 to 500 meters of the high tide line. जी कोणाची घरां आहा ती सिम्प्लिफाय करा प्रोसिजर. म्हाजो इतलोच रिक्वेस्ट आहा ह्या सभागृहाक, सिम्प्लिफाय करा प्रोसिजर आनी ती घरां रेग्युलरायज करा. आनी जे कितें इवन इफ सम पीपल अर्लियर आतां तुमी म्हणटा 33%, सम पीपल हॅव बिल्ड 40% अर्लियर. ते बांदला तेणी, आतां तेजेर स्लॅब घातला आसतलो. आतां स्लॅब घालता पळय तेन्ना परमिशन तेणी घेवंक ना, कित्याक दे आर स्टेईंग ऑन द कोस्ट. थोडे तेंचे देयर पेरंट्स डीड नॉट नो what is the procedure, how to get the passing done. No, that time there was no CRZ also. 1991 notification येयला. कितलीशीच घरां अशी स्लॅबाची आदींच ना. आतां रिपेर केला तेणी, रिनोवेट केल्या, बरी केल्या. आतां ती बरी घरां कोण म्हणचो ना हे फिशरमॅनाचें घर म्हणून, पूण ते एक्चुअली फिशरमॅनाचें घर. स्पीकर सर, this August House should understand, and especially the minister who is also staying on the coastal belt, he knows the problems of the coastal belt. Speaker sir, you also know the problems of the coastal belt. So we need to be very sympathetic and look towards positive thinking and see that all these houses get regularized. Thank you, Speaker.
Speaker sir, I rise to support the calling attention and the issues raised by Michael Lobo. स्पीकर सर, एक खरी खबर आहा हातून. मायकलान तें घाला की सगळ्यांक नोटीसी आयले ते फिशरमॅन, ते कास्ट सर्टिफिकेटान फिशरमॅन OBC कम्युनिटीचे आहात. आतां तांणी बांदलें कितें, वॉट इज लिगल अँड वॉट इज नॉट एक्स्ट्रा लिगल, अँड वॉट इज द सोल्युशन टू दॅट. स्पीकर सर, मंत्र्यान जे रिप्लाय दिला तातूंत तो म्हणटा की माय गव्हर्मेंट इज सिम्पथेटीक टुवर्ड्स दीस ट्रेडिशनल कोस्टल कम्युनिटीज and hence it is endeavored to prepare a comprehensive plan in consultation with the stakeholder. So Speaker sir, I don't want to doubt the intention of the government. Government is very clear, they are coming on record saying we are going to do it in consultation with the stakeholder, which means that the government is also not aware what to do. And it is not his fault. It is not his fault because the laws don't allow you to do that. The point is, this whole issue has come up. Those people also met me in big numbers. Issue has come up because of the crab mentality of Goans. Let us face the situation first. हे जे हरमल बिरमल जे जालां ते इज बिकॉज एकल्यान केस घाली, ताणें काडून दुसऱ्यांचे लायलें, दुसऱ्यांचे लायलें, सगळ्यांचे लायलें. आतां सगळे काबार, चल मोरया म्हणून सगळेच. हें जावन इफेक्ट कोणाक जाता, एक इट इज हीज पोर्टफोलियो, बट इट एफेक्ट्स टुरिजम. And the way the people are going to do those surveys, police घालून, it looks like emergency is on. धरूंक आयल्या सगळ्या. आतां हे उडयता तुका भितर राखोड, आनी ते येतात कोण, ते येतात सारके सुशेगाद. they are all party guys. They don't want police outside their room, 10-15 police coming there. So you know it is creating a panic reaction. So Speaker sir, आमी म्हाका दिसता we have to think a little out of the box, because the box will teach us only the law, and the law is not in our side. We're going by the circumstances. Opening it up and making a comprehensive new plan is the solution. But I don't know how far you will be able to accommodate and how many people you are going to accommodate. One is what Michael Lobo is suggesting is coastal homestays. To homestay म्हणटा पळय रोहन. आतां तो म्हणटा ते कितें coastal homestay. In other words, I was a fisherman. I built 2 rooms. I put up a restaurant. and I am doing a homestay. I am also staying there and I am also making people stay there. So this is, you'll have to come around this by creating this concept of a coastal homestay. Speaker sir, एक अशें जाता की हांवें आयकलां आनी हाजेर दिसता की वी आर गोइंग टू मेक अ सर्वे म्हणटा तो, द सर्वे फॉर आयडेंटिफायींग द फिशरमॅन्स हाऊसीस. आतां हांवें आयकलां ही सर्वे करपाचें आहा पोल्युशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड, आनी कशी करपाचें आहा ड्रोन. सो वयल्यान वतलें आनी ती सर्वे जातली. म्हाका समजना हें कितें तें. सो हू इज रनिंग युअर डिपार्टमेंट स्पीकर सर? एनवायरमेंट मिनिस्टर हॅज टू आन्सर मी वेदर पोल्युशन कंट्रोल इज अबव द CRZ ऑथॉरिटी. हें चल्लां कितें तुमचें? वयल्यान हें येवन काडटले कोण फिशरमॅन म्हणटा तो? ना स्पीकर सर, he has to clarify on this. Pollution control board cannot do such type of things की ड्रोन सर्वे आमी करतले आनी कितले नुस्तेकार आहा ते आमकां कळटले. ड्रोनाक स्वप्नां पडटली, तसले स्वप्नां पडपाचे ड्रोन बी मेळटा? रोहन वूड नो, IT मिनिस्टर. हांवें तरी आयकूंक ना स्वप्नां पडपाचे ड्रोन आसता म्हणून. ते तुमी बी नवे काडटा जाल्यार पळोवया. स्पीकर सर, हे बोळान आनी खंयचो धंदो बी स्टार्ट करनाकात. हातून फक्त ते जे आमचे नुस्तेकार भाव आहात ज्यांनी डायवर्सिफाय केला, बिकॉज द गव्हर्नमेंट हॅज मिसलेड देम दॅट यू ऑल डायवर्सिफाय. नुस्तेंच करनाका, हॉटेलां करा, हें सरकारानूच सांगिल्लें तांकां. तांची शेक सक्सेसफूल जाली म्हणून गोंयान टुरिजम सेट जावपाक लागलें. म्हणून आमी रोहन कवट्याचे ते आयडियल शेकाक ओपोज करताले. कित्याक तूं तांकां आयडियल कितें सांगनाका, तांणी पयलीं केलां म्हणून. दॅट वॉज द आर्ग्युमेंट देन. बट द प्रेझेंट आर्ग्युमेंट स्पीकर सर is that we have to look at it holistically. Minister is aware, but in the bargain don't start a new business of drone surveys and somebody else only doing something else. हे अशें जावंक जायना. तांचे पयलें हित आमी चिंतूंक जाय आनी ज्युडिशरी कडेन अप्रोच जावंक जाय की बाबा you all are also goans, you all cannot destroy us.
Okay.
This has to be the larger view.
Speaker sir, I'm here to support the calling attention moved by Michael Lobo. Sir, आमचेच constituency around 500 लोकांचे वयर लोकांक आमच्या सगळे रेजिडेंशियल लोकांक नोटिश्यो येयल्या सर. एंड इन कंटिन्युएशन विथ वॉट बाब विजय सरदेसाई हॅज सेड, सर्वे ड्रोनार जावंक फावना सर. सर्वे हॅज टू बी प्रॉपर ऑन सायट येवन तेंचे कितें डॉक्युमेंट्स आहा दॅट हॅज टू बी टेकन इन टू अकाउंट. दे आर ऑल पॅनिकींग रायट नाव. देर इज ऑल पॅनिक सिट्युएशन in my constituency as far as Anjuna, Kaiswa, Vagotar area is concerned. So what documents exactly you are going to take to please give a sympathetic ear to them? You know, they are locals. आमी परते सांगतात आमी कोण outsiders येवन हांगा रेस्टॉरंटां घालून बिचार पावल्या तेंचे उलोवपाक येवंक ना. We are come here to request the Honorable Minister and the CM की आमच्या ह्या गोंयकारांक तुमी सिंपथेटीक इयर दिवचे आनी कसले डॉक्युमेंट्स तेंचे कडेन हावस टॅक्स रिसीट आहा, तेंचे कडेन 1991चे पयलींचे वॉटर कनेक्शन्स आहा, इलेक्ट्रीक कनेक्शन्स आहा. सो प्लीज गिव अ सिंपथेटीक इयर. एंड बिकॉज द हायकोर्ट इज रायट देर and they don't know where to run. So my only request with folded hand is to please do whatever you could do best for a Goan. Thank you, sir.
Shri N.G. Vegas. Rise in support of the calling attention tabled by Shri Michael Lobo. Speaker sir, I come from the coastal belt. Any good 23-25% of the coastal area is covered by my constituency. Right from Mobor till Kolwa, in belt are the Mughal speaker sir. And we are inherited with these coastal fishermen villages. आमगे कोलवा fishermen village आहा, मोबरार गोर आहाय, करमोण गोर आहाय, केड्स गोर आहाय, मागी तुगेले फातराडे गोर आहाय, बाणाले गोर आहाय. So speaker sir, important is
speaker sir, point of order.
CRZ.
Point of order. स्पीकर सर, आमकां दिसलें एक दोनांक सोंपतलें म्हणून. बऱ्याच जाणांची शुगर सकयल देंवक.
कोस्टल बेल्टाक जे लोक आपलो वेवसाय करता तांकां लागू जाता. आयज आमच्या मुर्मगांव कॉन्स्टिट्युन्सीन आमचे ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन आसा जे कितलींशीं वर्सां पोर्चुगीज टायमा वरसून तेंची थिंगा घरां आसलेलीं आनी ती घरां बांदून ते आपलो वेवसाय करता. आमचे थंयसर कॉन्स्टिट्युन्सीन 2 भाग आसा. एक
नाल्यार
देस्तेरो
जातलें कितें?
फिशरमॅन असोसिएशन
सगळेजाण
म्हणून आणि
senior
एक आमचे
member
बायलां
म्हणा मरे.
फिशरमॅन
जेवणाक कोणाकूच
असोसिएशन
वचूंक मेळना.
हे दोन्ही
नाल्यार
मेळून
अर्देवराचो
तेंची काय ना
break
म्हणल्यार
सारकें
एक
वेळ.
500 सुमार फॅमिली आसा जे हे आपले
अडिजांक
फिशरमॅन
पुरो दी, अर्द्या वरानूच.
भाव जे आसा ते वेवसाय
आणि परत
करून
अडीच ते मागीर
ट्रेडिशनली
जायना
अजून पर्यंत
जाता
ट्रेडिशनली
जावन फाल्यां कितें करचें?
इक्विपमेंट यूज करून ते अजून पर्यंत बोटीन
15
हे
मिनटां
करतात ते
सोंपयता
कितें
जाल्यार
व्हडले लोक
सगळें
जे आपले फिशींग
Ready
ट्रॉलर्स हे करता आयज तेंचेर एवरी टायम तांकां CRZ-सून तशेंच बाकीच्या कडसून तांकां नोटिसीस येत रावता डेमोलिशनाक लागून
चलता.
फाटल्या तेंपान थोडीशी घरावूय डेमोलिश जाल्लेली थंयसरली बाकीचे
अडिजांक
जे फिशरमॅन आसा ते एक फिशरमॅन जो आसा ताका वेवसाय करपाक धंदो करपाक तो दर्या देगेत करतलो तो भायर रावन करूंक शकना हे आमीच जाणून घेवंक जाय कित्याक गोवोरमेंटान हेचेर खंय तरी सिरियसली विचार करपाची गरज आसा तो दर फिशरमॅन एक धंदो करता जाल्यार तो दर्या देगेकूच करतलो कित्याक ताका खंयच्याय टायमाचेर बोट घेवन ताका भायर वयचो पडटा खंयच्याय टायमाचेर ताका नुस्तें घेवन येयल्या उपरांत ते विकपाक वयपाचें पडटा तो थंयचो जागो सोडून दुसरे कडेन वचूंक शकना सो हेज्या लागून खंय तरी हो जेन्युइन इश्यू आसा ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅन जे आसा तांकां आमकां प्रोटेक्ट करपाची गरज आसा तेज्या लागून म्हाका दिसता खंय तरी आमच्या गोवोरमेंटान हेचेर विचार करपाचो आमचो मिनिस्टर सर आसा हांगा तोवूय म्हाका दिसता हेजेर लक्ष घालतलो कित्याक हे ट्रेडिशनल फिशरमॅनाक प्रोटेक्ट करपाची गरज आसा आनी तेज्या लागून खंय तरी एक फिशींग विलेज म्हणून जे फिशरमॅन त्या भागान आसा एक फिशींग विलेज म्हणून डिक्लेअर करपाची गोवोरमेंटान आनी तांकां खंय तरी प्रोटेक्ट करपाचो असो हांव हे हावजान मांडपाक सोदता आनी हेजेर खंय तरी आमी सिरियसली हेजेर विचार करपाची गरज आसा सर.
Alesh Lawrence.
Question. Speaker, sir, this issue पड्या हेजो fishermen जावं CRZ जावं एक सायडीन biodiversity, all these things are creating confusion in the minds of the people. And it's so much so that there's unnecessary resentment in the people. And all resentment is, going into a different direction. I want to just, Bob Dawlikar Santa question. So let me ask my first question. What is the government doing to protect दोन बशे आहाय structures हिंगा? एक commercial structures mo आहाय थिंगा, एक residential structures आहाय. Bob Sankar spoke of residential structures. In this Anjuna thing, there are both residential as well as commercial. Now there is another part to it. Government and there are blue flag certification मारले. There are relief diba मारली. There is another issue to it also. Now there are outsiders who have purchased land beyond 200 meters. Yeah. I'm coming to that.
I would request you to restrict whatever questions you have
I am
to
restricting.
CRZ.
I am
Be brief,
restricting.
give your suggestions. Blue
Honourable
flag,
member.
this, that.
I'm restricting to CRZ only. I don't know why minister is getting upset. I'm just trying to point out. Because this is the opportunity what we have. This is a short assembly duration
Because
also.
you're my cousin.
So I would I think I should be allowed to speak. I don't think you should stop me from speaking. Speaker, sir, I just want to tell you that we, the people want relief for this thing. So, relief model government, what relief you are giving the fishermen who have their structures? Second, whether there are fishermen who have structures which are commercial. And the third part is, there are people who have sold their structures to outsiders. They are doing business there, somebody else is buying it. And all this has to be addressed. So I want to call upon the government to tell the people what exactly they want to do, how they want to help them. Because this is across the section. Today, like somebody said, like one of the members said, that it is coming, this problem happened in Anjuna. So before that, fishermen's issues are, it's a long pending issue. I have discussed this with the Chief Minister also, that if at all it can be relief, it will be a game changer for the next MP elections also. It is just due. Thank you, Speaker.
Carlos Ferreira.
Honourable Speaker, you will recall that fishermen and the local villages, they never keep records. My own experience has been, I remember when I was representing government, fishermen in Kolwa, in those structures had paid the rents to the tourism department, and all of them were served notices at that time for removal of them of their encroachment, of their eviction. And they came and told me, we have paid every month, we have been paying, but we don't have the record. This is the situation today of most of the fishermen. They don't have the records with them, and panchayat also have destroyed records. Now what is happening is, CRZ regulation permits repairs or renovation of existing authorized structures. And I think this is the word which has given the scope for interpretation by the High Court. And the High Court has held it, referring to the 1971 regulations, VP regulations, and the 1994 Panchayat Raj Act, speaking of mere electricity bill or a house tax is not sufficient. They want to see approved plans. I think this is the problem which the government is facing, because many people won't have the documents. Panchayats also won't have the documents. So I think when this word legally existing authorized structures are there, I would request the government, the first request is, while supporting this resolution, how to get about is suggest to the central government that existing authorized structures, you can put a note below, will be any proof of any document, can be a house tax, can be a electricity bill or a water bill, which relates to that structure, that can be protected. So this is the first suggestion. The second thing which I want to say is, the Supreme Court itself, in a very recent judgment, when there were appointments of judges being challenged before the Supreme Court by saying it was illegal, Supreme Court accepted that the challenge that was valid, the appointments were illegal, but said 10 years have passed, therefore we won't disturb. So what I want to request the government is, to protect these people, you can cite that judgment to show that 10 years have passed or more have passed, and people who have built structures in their own property, I'm not talking of people who are encroached in somebody else's property, those people can be protected at least for that. And the third part of it, we always speak about residential and commercial. A fisherman today has to go beyond simply fishing, because there are periods when they cannot go into the waters and may not get catches. What is wrong if a fisherman incidentally also carries out business of any other business so as to supplement income for himself and for his family? So therefore, I think that we should not take umbrage that if certain fishermen or locals are doing business in addition to the residents, not pure commercial, but in addition to. So I respectfully submit that if this can be put forward, I think we can get the government of India to consider this.
Nilesh Cabral.
I was going to the answer by my Honorable Environment Minister, where there are provisions in the CRZ Act. I also was going to speak on the same lines of Advocate Carlos Norona. We have two issues here. Ferreira, sorry. Ferreira. We have two issues here. One issue is the CRZ law gives all protection to fishermen in all ways. However, if that same fisherman becomes a restaurant owner or a homestay owner or a hotel owner in the same area, does not protect them. Now people have to decide whether they want to be fishermen or they want to be a restaurant owner or a homestay owner. Now it's for the people to decide. Now here comes when I remember a few years back, CRZ2 area, which also says legally designated urban areas. All, I think, Kalangut, Anjuna, all these areas can be designated as legally designated urban areas, where the last development point ceases to exist at the last, prior to 1991, legally produced. And there are so many other structures which are prior to 1991 there. Why are these issues, where my friend Michael Babu is not there now here, is bringing this issue in such a way that there is no support from the government? In the past also, I remember Honorable Chief Minister was supportive enough, but somehow he cannot convince his own people that they support the government. This is why I think this issue has gone in a different way. I feel that if there is something where, like our colleague Shivoli MLA said, 500 houses are there in that area, I think if they are legally designated areas like is provision of CRZ2, I think all issues are settled out. Somehow you cannot club CRZ law and saying that I am still a fisherman, but I also want to do this business.
Then what about the other people who were there, traditional toddy tappers who were existing there? What about the other people who were staying there? Because fishermen is only protected by the CRZ. Traditional communities are protected. So traditionally there was no hotel business, if you go to see. So all these things, Speaker sir, I don't know how my colleague is going to handle it, but I know he will handle it because he has mentioned that, Speaker sir, I take the privilege to place on record before the August House on account of my personal intervention, special provisions were provided in the state of Goa in 2011. So I think his special interventions will be required now also to give proper provisions for 2019, Speaker sir, which can bring this solution. But first of all, the people have to decide there in that area whether they are going to be fishermen or whether they are going to be restaurant owners or whether they are going to be homestay owners or what. So this is what I think everybody has to decide for themselves. And I think my colleague will bring, because I remember subsequently when he says also there that seasonal structures customary put in between the months of September and May may be permitted for our state, which structures did not be removed and dismantled. This was done subsequently. Subsequently in 2013, 2016, then all the structures which were temporarily placed outside the coastal, in the tidal zone, were allowed to be kept and non-operational. So things are there where laws can be changed, regulations can be changed for the specific state. Maharashtra is a state where there were no such traditional shacks put, but they got a law change for them, Speaker sir, where they are now allowed to put traditional shacks like how Goan shacks are put. So I think if we work together, we can work wonders and help these people who have changed their businesses from fishermen to restaurant to homestays. But let them decide whether they want to remain as fishermen or whether they want to, because in the same area, you cannot identify one house as a fisherman house and the next house as somebody else's. You cannot have a village there. You cannot consider in that village there is different people staying there. So let them decide what they want to do. And I think honorable colleague of mine, senior colleague Alex Bab, will be able to do the changes as he has pointed out that I have taken, he had the privilege to do in the past. So this time also he should have the privilege to make this act and make it in such a way, after deciding whether they want to be a CRZ2 or what they want to do, I think the colleagues who have brought in this colleague attention has to talk to them and decide whether they want to do fishing business or any other business. Thank you, Speaker sir.
Honorable Minister. Speaker sir, I think I have circulated a very elaborate answer to the calling attention. I think in one voice, my colleagues have expressed their apprehensions, expressed anxiety in the minds of people vis-a-vis structures that have been constructed, most prior to 1991, some post-1991. I would like to inform this August House that our Chief Minister is seized with this issue, and therefore he's sought an appointment with the Union Minister for Environment and Forest and Climate Change in Delhi to take up all these issues pertaining to the environment portfolio and CRZ matters. It is a fact that CRZ 2011 permits the regularization of fishermen, traditional dwellers, and others whose occupations are related towards the coast, like toddy tappers, etc. Therefore, I would appeal to my colleagues in this August House, encourage the fishermen from your constituencies to apply under Section 6D, and if it is found that they are genuine fisherfolk, houses that existed prior to 1991, I assure you we will get those houses regularized. Unfortunately, for certain reasons beyond my comprehension, people have not been forthcoming. Coming to my friend and my colleague, Mr. Jit Arolkar, I definitely agree that there's a lot of anxiety in your area, but I think this August House should know the background to the issue. The issue was a structure, there was a complaint filed before the High Court. And the owner of that structure attended to the summons of the court, wherein he submitted to the court that he just had an NOC of the village panchayat. And when the court asked him, "Is this all you have?" his reply to the court was, "Goa mein aisa hi chal raha hai." My colleague may correct me if I'm wrong. To which the court again asked him, "You don't have anything else?" And he said no, and he took it upon himself to demolish the structure. It was the ground plus 5 structure. Next, in that photo, there were 2 more structures. So the court asked him, "Are these your structures?" And his answer was, "No, it is not mine, but it belongs to the Sarpanch." So the Sarpanch was summoned by the court to appear before it. And when the Sarpanch was asked, the Sarpanch made a statement to say that in my ward, not the village, in my ward, I repeat, there are 198 such structures, out of which 197 have no licenses at all, no permissions at all. As a consequence, the High Court directed the authorities to conduct a survey, which is in progress. And as the reports, progress reports were filed and are being filed, the High Court has directed sealing of those structures. I would like to clarify that till date, not a single residential structure has been sealed. What is sealed is primarily commercial structures. We've had another problem in Anjuna, where the High Court directed demolitions. This Panchayat Secretary files an affidavit in the court to say that I have demolished, or the Panchayat has demolished all those structures. The High Court deputes the amicus curiae to verify. And he files a report to say that not a single structure has been demolished. And the affidavit filed by the Panchayat Secretary is bogus. I think these issues are also creating problems for us, because there is no way we can go against the directions of the High Court. I'm not going to take much more time, but I would also, my colleague, Sri Vijay Sardesai spoke of some drone survey. As of this minute, we have not received any proposal regarding any drone survey, so I don't know what is the basis of your allegation, if I may put it, or information. I stand to be corrected. But I don't see how the Pollution Control Board can walk into the space of this GCZMA or the CRZ authority. And therefore, let me assure you that no such drone would be allowed by the government to be conducted. Should it have to be conducted, it will be conducted by either the Department of Environment or the Goa Coastal Zone Authority, Management Authority. Once again, I repeat, the Honorable Chief Minister is seeking an appointment with the Union Minister, where we propose to discuss these issues in depth and try and find a solution to help our Goan fisherfolk, traditional dwellers, and others whose activities per se have to be along the beach. Thank you, Speaker, sir.
स्पीकर सर, म्हणजे मिनिस्टरान डिटेलान आन्सर दिता आसतना सगळ्यो गजाली हायलायट केल्या. मेन इश्यू आमदार बाब मायकल हांणी हो इश्यू CZMPचो इश्यू जो ॲट प्रेझेंट कशा पद्दतीन सगळ्या जाणांक प्रॉब्लेम क्रिएट जाता, डेमोलिशन्स आनी हे सगळे कोण तरी उठ्ठा हायकोर्टांत वता ताका लागून जाता. CZMP प्लॅन म्हणजे बिफोर 1991 द वेरियस डिपार्टमेंट इन्वॉल्व आसा. एक म्हणजे पंचायत, एनवायरमेंट, टुरिजम, फिशरीज डिपार्टमेंट, हे सगळं वेगवेगळ्या जाणां कडेन वेगवेगळी लायसन्सां. 1991च्या पयलीं कोणूच काय कन्स्ट्रक्शनाचें लायसन घेवपाक वचनाशिल्लो. कसलेंच लायसन नाशिल्लें. आपल्या घरान जाता जाल्यार दुकानाय सुरू करी, बारूय सुरू करी आनी सगळें सुरू करी. बार सुरू करता आसतना म्हणजे आत्तां हांव जस्ट चॅक करतालो. घरातल्या बार्राक सुद्दां एक्सायजान तेन्ना लायसन दिताले सगळे जाण. कोण कोणाक ते कमर्शियल प्लेस काय रेजिडेन्शियल प्लेस हें कोण वितरनाशिल्लो. सो मेनी डॉक्युमेंट्स दे हॅव डिफरंट पीपल हॅविंग द डिफरंट डॉक्युमेंट्स म्हणटा तशें. म्हणजे रेस्टॉरंट सुरू करता जाल्यार हेल्थाचें तेन्ना लायसन लागता. हांव आतां म्हाका एकट्यान 88तलें लायसन दाखयलें. आपल्याक हेल्थान लायसन दिलां. आपल्या घरान जिणी पयलें कॅन्टीन सुरू केलें बिचार तिने आपल्या घरान आनी तिका 88चे आत्तां मॅडम दिलें 88तले हेल्थान लायसन दिलें. मागीर तिजो बिझनेस आमी आतां पळोवंक वता जाल्यार तिजो बिझनेस मागीर इल्लिगल बिझनेस म्हणटा. कारण ती रेजिडेन्शियल हितूर चलयता आनी अकॉर्डिंग टू यू तो इल्लिगल जाता. ओके, ताका लागून ताजेर सोल्युशन काडप हें सामकें गरजेचें आसा स्पिकर सर. आनी ताका लागून हांव म्हणटा म्हणजे आत्ताच्या घडीक मॅटर हायकोर्टांत आसा म्हणजे रिगार्डींग हरमलचो. बट तेजेर सुद्दां हांव इतकें एश्युरन्स दिता हावजाक की अलॉंग वीथ दीस ऑल म्हणजे एनवायरमेंट मिनिस्टरान सांगलात बट कन्सिडरींग इट इज एन सेंट्रल लॉ आमी तांकांय विश्वासान घेवन हाजेर कितें तरी सोल्युशन काडटा म्हणजे जेणे करून हांकांय रिलीफ मेळपाची गरज आसा. म्हाजें तर म्हणजे नो डावट ही हॅज गिवन अ रिलीफ फॉर द रेजिडेन्शियल बट अदर ऑल्सो दोज हू आर डुईंग द स्मॉल बिझनेसीस तांकां रिलीफ मेळपाक जाय. शेवटी सगळे गोंयकार तांकां रिलीफ मेळपाक जाय. बट ते रिलीफ मेळटा आसतना आमी पळयता की देर शूड बी नॉट बी द वायलेशन ऑफ द लॉ ऑफ द गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया ऑल्सो. CZMP किंवा बाकीचे हे वायलेशन जावपाक जायना. हेका लागून सोल्युशन मिनिस्टरान म्हटलां त्या प्रमाणे आमी मिटींग घेवन पर्सनली वचून ह्या विशयाचेर सोल्युशन काडटा एक हांव जाग एश्युरन्स दिता. थँक्यू सर.
विद्या फर्नांडीस.
एक मिनिट.
कॉलिंग अटेन्शन कॉल केलें.
कॉल केला. चर्चा होत
इम्पॉर्टंट एकूच मिनिट